Good morning. Welcome to OG Foundation, capital of the sovereign state of Velodium. I am your host, Sovereign Don of Velodium, and this is episode 20 out of 24 episodes in season 12. Let me turn this thing around. So the focus for this episode, is the first floor of the Molly Stark Tower, where it's basically just been this big pile of dirt, and I've started in the last few days to build a tire wall on this side, and yesterday I did this concrete kind of extender of the tire wall, and so I'll be stepping up the tires over there and digging out the dirt on the inside. What I would like to do, hopefully in this week's episode, is excavate enough of this dirt out so that this chimney here can go straight down to a wood stove. So that basically means that this floor level where these rocks are, this whole dirt hill, has to get pounded into tires. So I'm going to extend the tire wall on the left. That'll be my first priority. And then at some point I'm going to extend those tires up on the right, I think as like a staircase. And if I can't get all the dirt into the tires here, I'll have to start some tires over there on the outside, kind of like buttress tires. But I'm going to start on all of this, and the tire wall on the left will be the wall of the lower room of the Molly Stark Tower. I have tons of thermal mass, and then I'll insulate the outside of it, and also do these kind of rock walls where the dirt faces are exposed underneath the tires and in various places. So the first task for today is cutting the lath off of this and then setting a tire on the end there, and then continuing to dig into the top of the hill there to set that tire, and then I've got room to set another tire here, and then I've got to see about where this tire wall is going to end. I want to leave some space at the end of the tire wall, so I'm just going to do one more tire kind of where that pickaxe is, so I've basically got room to set 3 tires. I can do the top one and the bottom one, and the middle one has to come last. So I'll give you an update after I've got a tire all set. So this first one ended up being a small car tire instead of these big truck tires, but it's at the right height this way. It's actually even a little bit high, so that's good. And we'll work with the rest of the course. So I'm just gonna fill that one up. So I set the tire that's gonna be as far as the tire wall is gonna go as well. So now I've got 2 tires ready for dirt. So I got the bottom one, that little one on the end done, and I got the top one done, and now I'm working on the middle one, and then let me see about getting this done, and then I gotta take care of the aminals. On to the next tire. Alright, I'm pooped for the day. Making some progress on the hill, making some progress on the tires, and I'll get back to it tomorrow. There's a slight chance I might do another little end cap of concrete on that tire after I eat, if I'm up for it. We'll see. What are you boys doing up there? Perfect terrain for goats. There's actually the most awesome secret room right here. You can see the window behind the grapevines. Over here there's a bunch of grapes. You like the grapes, hon? Or you just like the leaves? If they clear it up enough, we'll be able to see in that window. What's in there? There's a lot of secret space right there. Whoa! Oh, he's trapped. He's trapped in the vines. What's he gonna do now? Uh-oh, he's totally trapped. Woo! He's out. Those vines, you gotta watch out, Benedict. We're the hard workers, that's for sure. Saturday morning, and I'm starting another course with another 265 there. I haven't done this one yet, I haven't set the rocks, but as the dirt is coming out, it'll be really easy to just stack the tires up vertically there and put the dirt into it, and then it'll be interesting. I'll have to like dig my way back out to kind of like make a ramp or something once I can get that that main mound right there done. And I think what I'll end up doing is doing one higher after that one as well, and I think that will be the full height. So dirt into that tire. You can see how that one's set with rocks as well. So I'm gonna do these two and take a break and do stuff with the animals. So 2 more smaller tires set now. That smaller tire over here allowed me to get another tire in without having to do another kind of concrete thing on the end there. And they're getting a little bit uneven, and you can kind of adjust that with the width of the tires as well. Sort of the level too. So you can see how that small one, because the first one bridged the gap in between the tires, which always makes it kind of like go lower, and then that one's just like on the crown of that tire, so even though it's a smaller tire, it's just about level with the other one. So I'll get dirt in these two. Alright, 2 more tires are complete, and I'm making some progress on this hill here. I'm thinking, well, I gotta have some food now, break my fast. I'm thinking that I'm going to go down there and work down there now and repound that top tire and then do another tire off of that, and then basically bring a tire wall up adjacent to that next one to make a staircase. And now that I've got the dirt from the top, it'll make a bigger kind of dent in the hill as I kind of pull the dirt for that. So I'll probably repound that one and then set the next one. I'll give you a shot of that. So I started off by repounding this tire, and then I did a little tire for one step and another little tire for another step, and now a medium-sized tire I've got screwed and rocked, and that one is ready for dirt, and you can kind of see what I'm stepping up to up there. I need either 1 or 2 more steps, I'm not quite sure, but 1 tire at a time. Oh no, the barbarians are at the gate. They might storm it. Oh, look at all those little moomers. There's some work going on consolidating manure piles. Big compost piles. Lots of moomers. Sunday morning, and I'm back to tires. I've got these 2 to do, and then I'm thinking I'll put a big one. Anyways, it'll step further after that. It's kind of weird how it's a bigger one than a smaller one, but it'll work out somehow. So I finished those 2, and now I've set 2 more. Another big one on this end. I think that's the full height that this wall is going to go. To kind of zoom out, you can see how this arch is here. It's going to be really kind of funky, intersecting the ferrous cement above to make a room out of this. But this gap over here is for another super secret, top secret, confidential tunnel that you can't tell anyone about because it's a secret tunnel that doesn't exist yet, but it's going to go right there. And yeah, these 2 big tires are the next 2 up. 1 more tire set over here. That's a nice big one, and it's almost within step reach of the way up now. So once I pound that, if I put maybe a small one in the corner, then the staircase might be done. Uh-oh, I hear something. Oh no, they're storming the gate. Not really. They're friendly barbarians. Friendly barbarians. So over here I finished this tire. So that could be a last stair, because you can, it's about the size of the other stairs to get from there up to there. And then in this hole here, I don't know if you watch some of these last ones, watch me put this rebar in, there's a piece of rebar here and there's like 2 pieces of rebar that go through here. And so I really wanted to concrete that in, which will help to strengthen the rebar and also anchor it down here. So I also prepped these tires with all sorts of screws to porcupine them so that the rock that goes in will also be able to grasp onto these tires. And so I'm going to pour that now. So that worked out really well. There was more than enough for the void there. And so I used a couple little scrap pieces of lath here and made two little kind of end forms without attaching anything, just kind of wedging it in there. And then was able to put the rest of that half batch, just 1/4 of a bag of Portland cement for this little half batch here. But that turned out great, and I guess I got some more dirt to put into these two tires. Monday morning, and I got this one pounded yesterday, but I accidentally messed up the rocks in this one, so I got to re-rock it. And then that'll be the first one I focus on today, and then I'll step out. I guess there will be most likely 3 more tires after that to complete this course out to the end. And that is most likely the end of the tires all over here. And then once I finish those, so 4 altogether, including that one, once I finish the next 4 tires, which hopefully I can, well, I should be able to finish that today, and then I'll start with the rest of the dirt that's here that needs to move. I'll start doing tires on the far side, but first re-rocking this tire. So I got those 2 pounded, and now to set one where that orange bucket is. So that's where the last 2 tires will go. I am going to pivot to a mortar now, rather than doing those 2 tires. So I'm going to build a little rock wall here. I end up wanting to take, I'm going to want to take the floor down to that level where those rocks are. But I'm also going to build like a half wall here. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm building a rock wall here, even though I want the ground to end up going down a lot further. But because there's that much exposed dirt over those tires, I want to get this all rocked in. So I'll just do that little corner right there. So I got this little rock wall section done, and then sprayed it with water to prep it. And now I'm going to make a small batch of mortar to secure it all in as a retaining wall here. So that little section has got a first coat on it, so it'll be nice and integrated by tomorrow. And in the meantime, so I don't disturb that, and I'm not too excited about doing those last 2 tires, but I will keep doing tires. And basically that's all the tires that are going to go into this room here. And you can see there's still a lot of dirt I have left to move, because I want to keep cutting into that hill right at the floor level where those rocks are. So I'm going to start putting some tires on this side, which will act as both a buttress and a terrace and kind of like a split walkway type thing. So I'm going to set the first tire or 2 over here. So over here is where I'm putting the first tire. This little area right here. Just like in a mason structure, you've got your cornerstone. This is going to be the corner tire. So right here, I'm going to cut in probably roughly 2 buckets worth of dirt, cutting into that hillside right there, and then kind of flattening it out so it'll be level with the lower left side. And then I'll place the tire, give you a quick shot, and then dump the dirt right back into it. So I've got my corner tire here, all set with stone, and one of the bonus benefits of this placement is that it's right next to a concrete footer for this post here. So that kind of gives it extra stability. I can basically I can like mortar that into those rocks underneath and stuff, so that the footer for the tire actually goes down another 2 feet roughly. And now to start moving the dirt. The boys came with me to get a package. We've been chilling down here as they're grazing on the leaves, and the kitty's down here too. Hey girl. Tuesday morning. I'm just getting a little bit of a late start. It's a little cooler and wet in the mornings, and starting with tires. But anyways, 9 o'clock, and I got this 1 tire pounded yesterday. So from over here, it steps up a good foot. And then I'm going to do this one here, and then I'm going to see about trying to fit another one like right over there somehow. Though that rock is a little confusing. If I'm going to go over the rock with a smaller tire, or what exactly, but basically I'm going to step it up here and put a lot of dirt from over there over here and figure out 1 tire at a time. So I got the second tire done, and I'm on to number 3. Going kind of slow because I'm a bit focused on the shooting. That is like a big mystery. But I'll try not to get into it, but I might get into it right before I publish this to get the last. It's all developing. Very public execution. Even those words, maybe I'll cut this out. So, onto the third tire. Alright, 2 tires done. Ready for breakfast. I put a small one there because the ground kind of stepped up, and to make the tops relatively even. And now I'm going to do another big one on top of that. So the next one, the walkway is getting a little kind of messed up, so I'm going to have to do some sort of concrete solution in there at some point so that the walkway is better. But right now I'm just focusing on the dirt and the buttress. So you can see here that I'm making progress on the dirt hill here. So I took off the top of it, I got a pile of rocks up there, and I've got this little rock wall over there. So what I want to do, see if I can get to it today, but I want to kind of cut out a section exposing underneath that tire staircase and do another rock wall and get some mortar on it. But that might be a bit ambitious to do today, but that's kind of the next goal. That's somewhat exciting, other than just moving dirt and tires. So we'll see if I can reach that today, or if it's for tomorrow. So now there's one more tire set up here, all rocked and ready to dirt. So it's past sunset, but I got this little rock wall done. So I'm gonna see about making a little bit of mortar so that it doesn't end up collapsing. Wednesday morning, here's how this little rock wall turned out. I got it really well rocked in. There's some big ones, lots of small ones, and now I can keep cutting into this dirt face here as I continue the tires around here. So I've got that first one set. I'm going to now set the next one, if not 2, for kind of like a second course there, and then get to work moving this dirt. I don't know how many tires were done since the last one, but anyways, that one's done. I set this one and I started that one. There's a bit of height discrepancy between those two, and I'll fix that in the next course, where the one on right will be thinner, a smaller tire, and the ones on the left will be bigger ones. And I think what I'm going to do is just step up these 3, probably like, I don't know, maybe like 3 more courses after this, and maybe that'll be high enough. We'll see. But obviously not all today. It's Thursday morning. Yesterday I finished pounding those 2 big tires, and then I'm putting this smaller kind of tire. It's pretty tall though. It's just a little bit lower than the other ones there, so that it doesn't get too narrow in the walkway going through, which I'm gonna have to insulate at some point. But anyways, and then here's how the dirt mound is coming. It would be really cool to be able to move enough dirt to like extend this rock wall to like, well, it's probably going to take several days, but what I need to do is basically dig this out enough so I can extend this rock wall and make like a cup right there, like a wall that goes all the way down to where I'm standing, so that the wood stove can basically sit like right there with the chimney in the back of it then going up to there. So in order to do that, I have to dig out all of this, which is going to be, it'll probably take I would guess, at least 6 tires to accomplish that. That's going to be my guess. And then I'm going to try to get 7 tires done today and some rock wall the last day of this week, where it's all been about tires. So I'll do that one, and then I'll see about doing 3 more on top of that, 3 more on top of that, see if I can get it all done in a day. So that one is pounded, and I'm about to set these 2, screw them and rock them. Just kind of trying to figure out the layout here. It works to go smaller there because they were a little uneven, and so that's leveling it out again, but it leaves that gap there. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is just in another buttress like this that I did on the Citadel, maybe end of season 10 or something, I filled this whole middle area with rock, but in this one I'm putting dirt in it because it's just working better. But anyway, so I'll probably just build a little rock wall in between the tire and that structure to retain the dirt, so that I can put it in there. So once I do all that, I'll have a good bit of space in which I can put dirt and See, now I've got the chimney pipe down. You can see where it ends. So I'm making good progress, certainly. And I should be able to at least get a bit of this wall here exposed today, like maybe out to that tire. Like maybe I won't be able to round the whole corner or something, but keep at it. On to the next tire of the next course, and I'm getting pretty close to be able to starting my rock wall. Another tire. Just trying to get a place to put the dirt rather than pounding it right now. So I think this will give me enough space to then start my rock wall that I want to do. So I got another section of rock wall all prepped up here, just sprayed it down with water. And I'm going to get some mortar on it and call it a day. And that'll be the week of tires and rocks. Rocking the tires. So there's pretty good coverage on that. I ran out so I couldn't get the very top, but that'll be good, and keep that all together as I keep working on this dirt mound. And as stuff falls down, all I got to do is clean off the mortar there, and I can add another batch, and all that will stick together, won't fall, ideally. So that's it for the projects for this week. We'll go check in with the animals. Sabri's doing good. I just spit up some apple for her. Or him. I don't really know yet. We'll check on the boys. Hey boys. They just split my apple cord. They're like, you got more apples? More apples, more apples. Come on boys, let's do some grazing. No more apples. So that's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. I'll see you next week.